Hello, Peter. Good morning.
Good morning. I was just the screen was frozen for 0-0, and I was thinking, my God, something's going wrong there. So
Finally, the bomb explode, right?
yeah, it's going well, so that's fine. Thank you very much. Welcome from sunny Krakow.
Okay, good ones. Yeah, we have here sunny South Spain as well.
Well,
Well, let's start with the subscribe thing and so on, or people already know about this. What do you think?
no, we need to, guys. Just as thank you very much. We're getting up in the number of subscriptions, so thank you very much. If you don't, I learned the new things, Enrique. If you don't want to subscribe, just click the like. I don't know, or click the thumb. I think I need to still learn the things. So, guys, thank you very much for subscriptions. We see the number of people coming up, so this is great. It's going slowly, but it's okay. It's a difficult topic, okay? So I'm not expecting just to skyrocketing in the next couple of weeks, but thanks for continuous support. Thank you for the comments from all of the people who just supporting us and just discussing. Thank you for everything which is coming into the as a positive vibes to us.
Yeah. Well, let's present the interview today, or we go forward. Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Was really the interesting part. I think we have the very tough discussions with the guys. So let's roll it.
Let's bring it over. Introduce to Bruno and Paul. We have the chance to speak with them recently to discuss about the world, construction industry, and the product Revitzo. How is it trying to solve this big issue of communication, collaboration, so on in the sector, right? So the view from an architect, from a business developer as well, in terms of trying to create a solution to fit what is happening on the construction industry. And this is what it's about today, okay? Nothing different. We're not talking about football or politics. We keep talking about the BIM and the digitalization of the construction industry.
Not a bad idea. Just I think in the football, I have no idea about football. I don't think so. It will grow as many of it, but that's good.
So let's jump on. Let's lower down the music. We get ourselves serious, as we said always, and we go for the first topic. And it's of course construction. Technology is being used mostly from other sectors. This is something that Paul highlighted, and it's very interesting. It's a different comment that we saw. First of all, let's watch a video for the comments, and then afterwards we sit together and discuss.
Yeah. So that was 10-15 years ago with tools that were taken from another industry, which is more from aerospatial or Formula One and industries that have nothing to do with construction. Construction is a bit more, let's say, organic, right? But now, I guess 12, 15 years later, we start having our own tools. Before we used to do transgressing or to take tools from others' industry and see how we can apply to construction. And at that time it was called CATIA, like a Dassault Systems software that it's super powerful, but the learning curve quite too steep, really, like according to the construction industry needs. So yeah, nowadays we start having tools that are a little more within that environment or context of construction, where things have to go fast, and sometimes you have to build fast, quick and dirty. Even though if you want to build nicely, there are always so many changes when you do a project that are splashing your screen every other day, and you need quick and fast learning tools like Revitzo, where you can actually start addressing these issues right away and know who did that problem, who's responsible, then assign it to the right person.
That was a little bit commercial, but that's okay still.
But it's okay. We have in that part, but I will highlight the beginning where he said that the construction industry was used to use the tools and the technology from other industries, and now starting to develop our own one. This is something different. We heard, and actually it's true. It's evolving, and you say, okay, now we're going to stop using the development from automation or other sectors, and let's create our own ones.
Yeah, no, I think this is the the good points from Paul. I like it as well, the way how he just showed the evolution. I still think that's some of the part of transformation, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? We did a couple of the good stuff. So that's a good discussion. But we discuss it. So let's just take a look for another part.
Good for it. Well, just a quick remember that we are also streaming this live in YouTube. So if you don't want to be attached to the screen and just listen to our beautiful voices, you can jump to the YouTube version. So it's also, you can just put it on the background. You need to watch the video, because with LinkedIn, if you are not there with the screen, the streaming is stopped. So encouraging people, if they want to keep listening to us while they do some work, just go over on YouTube and watch us. Let's move for the next one. So we discussed with Bruno as a business developer who are the harder profiles to communicate about BIM, because his role is to develop the solution and bring it to the market. And there was couple of comments, they were disagreeing between Bruno and Paul, and two couple of comments we want to highlight after the show. The clip.
Well, I would say the worst experience, and when people doesn't know anything about BIM. So that show there is a huge difference between some companies inside the same industry. We used to face some customers in different areas, and they don't know anything about BIM. For them, BIM it's only 3D modeling, and that's it. So we have a huge a huge task in Revitzo and in the way that we introduce the BIM and the functionalities and advantages of this kind of way of working, of methodology, because it's not only 3D modeling, it's not only a tool, it's a whole methodology, and we have to imply all the company inside. If the C-level, if the CEOs of the company, if the management of the companies are not aware about it, or are not willing to dive deep in this methodology, there's nothing to do at the end.
Okay. So I think that's great. So sorry.
I might not completely agree with Bruno. I would say it's easier to get somebody get into BIM with have no idea or very little idea about it, than when you face somebody who think he already tried BIM and obviously did not succeed for multiple reasons. Then it's really hard. And I think that's part of the reasons why BIM takes a long time to take off, because there's a lot of frustrated people after their first experience.
A lot of frustrated people after the first experience. That's what we can see a lot, in fact. Yeah,
I like it the idea, because actually when it's true that this is something we face with many of our customers and people we're discussing about BIM, that they said, okay, you know what, I already have my models uploaded to the website since 5 years ago and I have no leads coming, because you didn't face it well. So that person is harder to convince to invest more in BIM or create any more development. Actually, and the one who are new is the one that say, yeah, well, tell me what to do, right? Like I'm in for a change. So it's a good point that the Paul comment on our Bruno's views.
Yeah, but this is always the same thing, and it's not really, again, related to BIM, right? I'm just, when you already tried something, it will be more reluctant for you to try the second time, right? Because it's just saying, oh, it will not again, it will not go. And I had a discussion this week with one of our colleagues who were just we tried to develop the new way of looking at BIM. And he said, okay, we changed this, and right now we're waiting for the flow of the new requests coming from the new products, etc., etc. So we will see. Positive things also help. So yeah, but a good points from Bruno. So I like it, the way how he showed.
Fantastic. So move forward for the following topic. Why people have so after this question, this comment, I was asking them, so why people have a bad experience with BIM? This is where our many roles as a consultants we do for other companies to help them, because you need to go with an expertise. BIM is not something you can find in YouTube, how to implement it in your company within 5 easy steps. Right? We have some videos about this, but just as an introduction, you need some external help at the beginning to develop and grow your own profiles and stuff, so we can do the job for you. So let's take a look at what Paul and Bruno said about it, and we do our comments back. What was the problem that BIM came to the market? Did it came with false hopes? Was implemented wrongly? Why some people jump into BIM so quickly and so badly?
I think it's a bit related to what I just said, is that it's not an easy task to jump into BIM. There's a lot of different aspects And what I say in the beginning, like I still don't know what BIM is. You know, half being funny there, but still, it's an evolving business and industry. And people, to get into BIM, they need to be surrounded by other people who know what to do. And if these people who say that they know what to do, why they can't or they don't, then that's what gets people into trouble. So it's a bit of a, it needs to have some time when these people who think they know and they don't, they have to run out of business to finally have everybody step up and slowly gain in maturity and experience. Then it's actually the real makers that are on the market helping the ones that have, actually no idea. So, and it takes about 2-3 years for this. So the first wave of incompetency to go up. I don't think it's too much software related. That part is clearly the people. The software then is a completely different matter. And as I said in the introduction, I think now we start having tools like Revitzo that are getting much easier to get into and actually tend to solve more problems than creating any.
That's what we saw as well from our experiences, right? The BIM. It's not about the processes. Of course, all of the three need to go together, but the people is the biggest, I think, the problem there.
Yeah, and it's important also the part that he said that we will jump on that in a future clip, because I like this what he described in this fire job or fireman. So to try to solve the issues at the beginning, no, okay, just do in 3D. Yeah, well, I can do it, and then at the end, last minute, oh, fuck, I cannot face this challenge, right? So I need to look for help. And this is the important part. When you try to face such a big implementation, change of processes, cultures from the company, many blah blah blah, we already discussed with people. If you don't do it right with some good help and support, you probably will get lost, and do all those things cost money and cost time. So at the end, you say, yeah, BIM took that much long, BIM cost that much because I wasn't working straightforward since the beginning, right? More or less.
Yeah.
Well, what Paul says.
Just a quick break, guys. And we are streaming in parallel, as Enrique said, on the YouTube and on the LinkedIn, so we can see some guys coming on the YouTube, some of the LinkedIn. So that's great. Thank you very much for being there. You can just do the reply also on the YouTube later on. So just that stays forever there, I think. I don't know.
The podcast version, we can call it, right?
Podcast.
Podcast. So you can just listen our voice while you do it. This is
listen our voices. Wow, that's okay. Sorry for breaking.
Back to business. Sorry for this small break. No. Something I defend a lot is that just putting more acronyms to a topic, like already being there's 3 letters which are already hard already to understand, just make it more harder. No, when we were preparing this interview with Paul and Bruno, we discussed a new acronym in this world, no? the VDC, the Virtual Design Construction. So something which really doesn't need a new explanation, but is how you globalize all those topics. So we asked them directly, what is the VDC and what kind of roles are the one who are behind those titles, right? Who are the people behind that? So let's take a look what Paul said, because he's a VDC manager, and then we will come in afterwards.
Okay.
Some people who are VDC managers who are just in charge to find these kind of solutions and to see how they can implement it, how it can fit with their known workflows. And we have other customers who don't have this kind of jobs or job title, and maybe it's not so focused, but they always try to put in place a determined workflow to can work the easiest way and to have the best efficiencies.
But yeah, I guess it's is trying to speak to a lot of people and trying to just get their attention and a lot of pedagogy and yeah, at the same time we work. So we work a lot with clients, but at the same time we work a lot with our development team. So we are just really in the middle, where as both worlds are evolving, as construction as the software, we are the in-between guys who are always trying to jumping from one to another, and part of these hybrid jobs and his hybrid kind of knowledge that appeared with the digital transformation, where I'm a bit of an architect. I'm a little bit of an engineer. I'm a little bit of a software, whatever what it's called. But yeah, and at the end, it's all about understanding workflows, and I would say like BIM workflow is a bit of a word that we hear a lot, and it means a lot because this is really what it is about, the everyday life of people that are getting into digital transformation. They're trying to find their new workflows. Okay. And my role is to try to understand the workflow they were having prior that we came in, to understand how much we can push or challenge or change these habits and these workflows, and more than anything, have their feedback and me to learn from them and to understand what is the specificity of this company, what do they need from us, our product, so the transformation actually happens in the smoothest way possible.
So just we have the architect, we have the engineers, and we have the software somebody. So just that's the third, which we still don't know who they are, but that's the third group of guys.
So put them at sorry.
Sorry, so no. But I think what he was just mentioning, I think that shows exactly the transformation. This is the new jobs which are coming out, and the new way of looking at the business, and this will be the completely new way. So the people, artificial intelligence, all of this, the people are afraid of it. True, that will just cut off some of the jobs in terms of the skills, but the new one will come up, and the new will be built. Yeah.
To summarize, I like the headline we're displaying right now. This is the role which is joining technology and people, and this is something very important. Paul was saying, talk a lot, convincing, discussing. That's what you need to do, right? Try to make sure that the technology is well applied and people can get the most of them, because we come back to something we said thousands of times. If the guy on site, the construction site, doesn't see the real value of BIM on his job, he's not going to go for it. And this is not going to move forward. So I'm not saying that this is the responsible guy, not this BDC manager, but he needs to be the one making sure that all the technology affects people's job in a good way. Otherwise, it's not a good implementation. So decision, no good implementation. Like assessing all those different tools is a job itself.
Yes. No, I think that's all of the comments are fair, and that's the new way of, again, for me, it's an evolution towards the completely new market, new economy, new world. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Good. So move forward for the next clip. Again, some topics we already discussed sometimes, but you will totally agree with us that the more democratized is technology, the best it's going to be, right? To be accessible and democratized for everyone. So let's see what Bruno and Paul says about it, and then we jump forward on it.
How I will communicate with the suppliers to make sure that there is a good quality coming, there is a things what it's in the design, that it's coming really on site, etc. How are you guys solving this kind of issues? Is there any way to help the construction folks to work on this?
I mean, yeah, it's all about inputs and outputs, and I guess as a facilitator or a platform integrating data from different sources, that's what our programmers work, right? That's the basic of the digital change. You are in the middle, you have somebody getting in, and you need to just give something else out to the next guy on the chain, right? And this is what we do. We try to just have, again, this common interface that gets anything possible, or at least the main guys on the market, the Autodesk, the tech class stuff, and all of this, with the least manual processes possible. So everything is, you can plan stuff, schedule it, so you don't need to worry about things not getting up to date anymore. And then you need to also prepare that information for the next person online. How does he want to have it? How often does he need to access it? Every week, every day, and etc. So yeah, for some people that would say try to build an idiot-proof sort of workflow where you don't want to spend your time looking for files or checking if the file is actually the current one. You just want to spend your time and your energy in actually focus on the solving project problems, right? Geometrical interfaces or details not drawn properly. This is what you want to do, right? So once you can forget about the whole like coming in and coming out, what kind of information is coming through? Does it come through well or not? This is my job to actually ensure that what you need is being delivered by our software. So then you can clearly start working on your project.
Clearly working on the project. Yes, but I think that was not really the video which we were just supposed to go, isn't it?
Wrong introduction, but there it is, not it, but related to how to coordinate and communicate all those changes and make technology accessible. That's the idea behind Revitzo, the tool they are the platform they are developing, and to remove all those tasks that you don't want to be looking for the wrong information, the correct drawing, the most updated file. No, you want to be actually doing the job, and this is why they try to solve how to help the sector. This is how the solution needs to be. Apply directly to the person and be accessible and useful. You see how I link both topics, no? So I get out well from picking the wrong video.
No, you did pretty well. You know, I was just it's guys, we are live, so that's normal that we are just mixing everything here. So it's very natural. Yeah.
Fantastic. So let's go back to the clip we were thinking about before, no? And talking about the accessibility and the democratization of that technology. Okay, it's still related, but
open beam. Let's try to think about the open beam. Yeah.
Everybody has a smartphone, right? And everybody knows how to use it. We designed it in a way that you can just go around your model, do everything you can do on the computer. You'll be able to do it with your smartphone just with one finger, okay? And I've been already seeing how much progress we're doing in convincing people or getting the people to understand what we're doing. I'm just having dinners with my friends and, hey, look, we just released this. And then they're right away, oh, let me see. Hey, can I buy it? It's just the ultimate weapon of convincing people. It's just on the tip of your finger. And this will change quite a lot. But we already on site quite extensively. We have many use cases, airports, any kind of project, like a lot of infrastructure. And of course, it's not easy. But the more democratizing you are, hence doing these things, the more people are getting involved. And if you can't get people involved around your technology, your processes, your workflow, then you're out of the game.
We have closed processed. So the part of the strategic definition, the part of preparation and brief, concept design, pre-design, design, construction, they are closed. They don't use to communicate between them, and each time we are missing some data some information between these different steps. And for customers, it's really hard when you are just in charge of the construction aspect, like you said, Peter, to take back all this information which was already done by others, and to can have all this information, to can have access to this information, to can make a good construction, for example, or a good facility management. And with a tool, we can cover all this process. It could be very useful for the customers to can have the same information since the beginning of the project till the end. We're not closing per process, per steps.
You have something to say?
No, I'm just thinking I'm thinking about the complexity again on these things, you know, because I hear about the smartphones, etc. But sometimes it's just, anyway, that's make me my point of view, you know. I still think it's too complex. Anyway, it's from the point of view, it was simpler than before because it's more democratized right now and you can do it, but it's still very, very difficult.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you that the flow from the idea as well, how we see it until be able to take your phone and use the technology there easily is not yet so seamless, right? We still have some issues for the practical use, but we cannot lost that focus, that goal. That the idea is to make it democratized and accessible, and we talk about this many times, say that the phones are like mini computers we have in our pockets. So if we don't get there, we're missing the people finally, which are again going on site and pouring that cement or building up a wall. Those are the ones who need to see as well the benefit on the construction. Otherwise, we are leaving them aside, and this is what happens from time already. Like having the technology solutions only for so-called blue collars or the people in the office, and forgetting about things inside, which happens always the same. What a speech, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're getting better and better. I'm speechless after you said it. But like, okay, no more comments about it. Yeah, it's good.
Good. We're gonna close up today's chapter. Have a last clip over. This is a new concept. Okay, I like it when Paul mentioned it. We said before we'll come back, and here it is: the fireman or firefighter position. Right. This is what usually they wanted to have on the companies. Like, yeah, I do this on my own, and then last minute, God, I need someone to solve me with this. And slowly, companies are realizing that they need to train those firemen in a way to have them on their own. So at the beginning, going back to the point we said before, having some external help to do the implementation of the projects, and then afterwards you get your people trained and your staff ready for it. So my mouth, we play the video.
Of the different industry, firefighting.
Years ago, where people were trying to work without 3D, and it's like, yeah, I can do it on my own. I have 40 years of work, and until they hit a wall, they would be like, yeah, don't worry. So 10 years ago, actually, we always had these firemen kind of like last call things, and that's how we were making money. Now things have changed. I think there's a little more education, and more and more people start embracing BIM or data and setting up workflows earlier on than when they're on site. And that's exactly what I was saying before. You have BIM execution plans, which makes that people agrees on the workflow. It should not be a copy and paste for another project. It needs to be a common discussion early on. Who are working on that project? What tools are they using? And it's a slow building process where you build a brick after one other on each construction site. So if the guy goes on site and he has the wrong data, I'd say that's too late.
So how things are changing, right? To have this trained person with education and so on finally develop it at home. So in a way, what Paul is saying, that before you want to implement to make a 3D design, say, yeah, I can do it on my own. So the guy who's doing the 2D was trying to do it, and at the end, they said, the deadline is tomorrow, so I need to call someone to make this happen. And slowly companies are realizing that this is not a way of moving forward, so we need to train our people, we need to get them ready, and for that you need, of course, external help for the implementation.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with it. However, I don't think that the firefighter job will disappear, kind of, right? Because that's the part which is really important as well. And that's also what agility tells you. You need to have the ability to change quickly. So in this moment, you will need the firefighter somehow. What I'm called the firefighters, I think, for what Paul defined it, is just the person who knows everything everywhere and can do all of the parts on the process and understanding. So I think we will need them. They will need to be more specialized, I think. So maybe we need more firefighters. Right? Very specialized.
Well, guys, hitting almost the half an hour, so it's time for us to say goodbye. Wish you a very sunny and lovely weekend, wherever you guys are. And some announcement before we leave, because my man on your right, on my left, according to the mirror screen, he's gonna be present in this weekend.
I'm on your.
You're on my right. You're looking at the screen.
You can say on the left on the screen. I think that's what you can say.
Okay, so I'm gonna point like this.
Yeah, it's me, guys. I will just be on the MIPIM next week. So just for the week of the 13th of March. So MIPIM is one of the biggest conference, the real estate investments construction in the world. So we will be there as a company. So come and see us. Just talk to us. We will try to do some lives from there as well. So just stay tuned for the channel. Just subscribe, please. This is the link. Subscribe, so just you will be notified when the new streams will come and the new notification. I invite you for a coffee as well. So just we can do the BIM Cafe, the real BIM Cafe, if you like, on the MIPIM conference.
I tell you what, he's funny. He's funny. So at least you can get a free coffee and some jokes. So come over and.
Not what the people tell us about me, Enrique. But thank you.
Fantastic. That's all. Thank you everyone for watching it. We keep moving forward with more interviews, and just look forward to see you on the next episode next week. Have a great weekend ahead.
Happy Friday, guys. Have a great weekend and see you guys next week.
See you. Bye.